We recently went camping and I made a video about our trip. We received so many comments with questions about how the trip went. Did we use all the things that my mom here, Kathy, decluttered or didn't declutter, saved, and did you have to re-buy things?
Lots of questions.
Lots of questions. So we're gonna dive into that today in this video. So I will link the camping video down below. So
good idea.
There's some reference there.
Yes.
Okay, first question is, would you go camping again? Did the trip improve for you after day 1 or 2? Were you enjoying it? And did the joy outweigh the icky?
So my answer is, I would go again. Yes, the joy did outweigh it eventually. I think I was exhausted from the drive up. It was a long drive. And me, I don't let anybody else drive because I'm paranoid. So
yeah,
I drove the whole way, which is fine. I can do it. And then it took me a while to unpack and get organized. So it took a couple days for me to actually just relax. But I would definitely go again. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, and it was just different from every day. And I love the fact that there was no phone, there was no Wi-Fi, nothing. No, yeah, it was just a complete brain relaxation. So yeah, I would definitely go again.
And I loved it. Yeah. I said next time we go, because the drive is 6 hours.
Yeah.
Plus we stopped for lunch for an hour, and then there's all the prep work to get ready for camping ahead of time. And then when you get back, you got to put all this stuff away. So I feel once you're there, you might as well stay, you know, as long as you can, because all the work's in the beginning and the end.
Maybe next time 10 days or 2
I want to go 2 weeks. I don't know if it's, she's not on board with 2 weeks yet, but I think it would be fun for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and your dad said that he's done. He had fun. He grew up camping with his parents, and we camped when you were younger. One time we took his parents. Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Well, once, yeah. That was once and done. But anyways, he thoroughly enjoyed it too, but he doesn't want to do it anymore. So so it'd be me by myself.
Yeah, or you and if we have other friends or family members or something like that. I want to take one moment to invite you to join my email list. So if for any reason we ever lose contact with YouTube or any of the social media apps, you can always join my email list for free. I send out 1 email per week notifying you of the recent video or any simple living inspiration that I like to share. Yeah, you're on my email list.
I know, I love it. Yeah.
So you can join down below by just clicking the link in my description box. And then you can also find more information on my blog, shannontorrens.com. Things that you liked or disliked about camping.
The dirt. Dislike the dirt, which is just me. I don't like dirt, and so but I got used to it after a while.
Yeah.
I had a problem watching Levi being covered with dirt every day.
I even mentioned in the video I embraced the dirt, which someone had commented that's what you have to do if you're gonna be camping and stuff. You just have to embrace the area you're in. And we were essentially in dirt 24 hours. There was nowhere but dirt. And Levi loved playing in the dirt. That was his #1 activity.
And that's what he does at home too.
Yeah, he plays with rocks and dirt, and he loves
dirt.
Yeah, so that was perfect for him. And I don't care if my kids get dirty. I just don't care. It's fine. I wipe them off at the end of the night and they're good.
Yeah, I know. So,
doesn't bother me.
I had a daughter. You have 3 boys. It's a lot different.
It is a little different. Yeah, and it depends on kids' personalities too. So that was the one thing you disliked about camping. What did you like about camping?
I like the beauty of the whole place. It was just, you know, fresh air and something new to see, and just the air was blue, the sky was blue, and
you could see stars at night.
Yeah, stars,
Beautiful.
We hadn't seen that for a while. Yeah, so I'd just say the whole environment.
Yeah, and what I loved more than anything was the forced break from our regular routine and internet, phone, everything. The phone didn't even work. You couldn't even make a phone call. So I loved that forced break. Also, I loved that because we were camping, you were either in the camper or you were outside. That was it. You could not watch TV. You just had to be in nature. And I really liked that for myself, for the boys. And I thought it was just a really nice break. So
yeah, it was. No microwave, so that was a big adjustment. That's fine. We had the refrigerator and the stove.
Yeah.
But yeah, the microwave, you don't realize how much you rely on it. So
yeah,
that was
we
good.
do too. We rely on it a lot. One of the big questions was my mom decluttered a lot of things that she had said, maybe we could keep this for camping.
Yeah.
A few items. So a few things that stick out to me were you had sleeping bags.
Yes.
That you got rid of.
Yeah.
You got rid of some extra junk type towels
Yes.
that you maybe could have used, and a big mesh bag that you might have used. And you also got rid of a kettle, tea kettle that you might have used. Yeah. Those are the only things that really stick out to me that you actually decluttered that you might have used.
Yes.
But did you need those things?
No, I had kept 2 sheets intentionally because there's always a reason to have an extra sheet that you don't use on your regular bed. So camping and, you know, making the kids come over, you want to make a tent in the house. So always have a couple sheets. So I kept those and used them.
Okay, so you did use those.
Oh yeah, I used those.
And then you ended up, you told me, having enough junk towels anyway.
Yes, right.
So you still had enough.
And I kept the small mesh bag, and which was good because I put all my junk towels in there for cleaning, you know, hand towels and small towels. So that came in handy. So I did use the small one, but I had gotten rid of the big one before. And
then we didn't end up needing those sleeping bags, but we did buy my boys 2 smaller kid sleeping bags, which knowing what those initial sleeping bags looked like, they were very heavy.
They would have been I wouldn't have slept in them.
Yeah, and they were more for winter.
It was warm at night, so I didn't need that.
Yeah, we were good with just a sheet and a blanket.
Yeah.
And then the kids did have kid sleeping bags.
So the decluttering didn't affect
You don't regret any of that?
No. I wouldn't want to store like old rugs and things.
Yeah.
No.
Someone really loves your hat.
Oh yeah.
Where did you get your hat from?
Costco. It's called Solar Eclipse or Escape. Solar Escape.
Solar Escape.
Solar Escape. Yes,
Costco.
I got a new one this summer. They're only out for a little while in spring. By summer, they're almost gone. So I waited for years to have that come out because I had one before, and so I got a new one. Yeah. So, good hat.
Here's a good one. What would you take or not take on your next camping adventure?
Okay, well, we brought 10 gallons of water, not knowing where we would get water up there. Yeah. So we had plenty, and then
we used it all.
Yeah, we did. And then as we started to run out, then we started asking people, where do you get water? And they said, just right at that big spigot thing.
Yeah, and that was fine.
And it was delicious. Everybody drank it, and so it was fine. We just refilled the bottles and kept using them. And
now that we know that, we would probably bring just a few bottles because that was an easy way to refill it and then use it. Yeah. So I would definitely still bring a few bottles, but we didn't need as many.
Right. And everything else, I got some lists from online and things we've used going to different places. And my list was really thorough. Yeah. So I think we had everything. We used everything pretty much on that list.
I can't think of one thing that we didn't use.
Yeah, no, it was good. I had a couple extra cans of food, you know, just in case food, cans of soup, and I didn't eat soup.
Right.
And, so we really packed, and by the time we left, we were out of things, so it gave us more room to go home and easier to pack returning.
And I'm happy that we brought the amount of food we did, even though maybe you didn't use all the cans, because there were no grocery stores whatsoever around there. There was one camping
little market at the campground.
Yes,
right.
But it was a little bit more pricey than what it would be if you went to the regular
one loaf of bread was about $8. So
I'm very happy we brought everything we did, and we ate almost everything.
Oh yeah,
we went through it all.
Yes, we did.
So that's the one thing. If we go for 2 weeks, I would have to think about how much can we bring, and we might have to buy some stuff at that store.
Or go for a trip into Reno one day where they take a road trip and go shopping.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah. So the closest grocery store was an hour and a half away.
Right.
So you're gonna be driving really far if you need something. What type of meals did we have was a question that we got, and we tried to keep it as simple as possible. Yes. We did bring a tiny Weber grill, which was a great idea, a little mini barbecue. And that was the way we cooked a lot of our meals.
Yes.
So my dad just eats regular meat and everything. We don't eat meat. So he had just regular hamburgers, hot dogs, and all that kind of stuff. We eat some of the fake meat, so we were able to cook that on the grill. Yeah. And then spaghetti one night, and I'm trying to remember, tacos one night.
Yeah, burritos.
Beans, and it was very basic.
Yeah, very
sandwiches.
Simple. Yeah. Cereal for breakfast, or oatmeal, and
cereal for breakfast
or
was
pancakes.
We had granola, a big bag of granola, and every morning that was the easiest thing. Just pour bowls of cereal and we're good. We did bring a lot of granola bars and that sort of thing.
Snacks.
Yeah, to snack.
Lots of chips.
Not the healthiest.
Lots of cookies.
We had fruit, but of course, we could have eaten a lot healthier. But
we had fruit, a lot of fruit.
It was vacation time.
Very simple, but easy.
We kept it very, very simple. Yeah, nothing fancy.
Lots of paper plates.
We did use paper plates. We used the compostable ones that said that on there. So that really helped, because in the camper, essentially no food can go down that drain.
Right, it would have been impossible.
So you have to wipe everything off if you need to wash it, and then just rinse it really quick, because we only had a limited amount of the water holding tanks and all that. There's the question of, is there anything that needs to be decluttered now that we had saved for camping? And no, not really.
We used everything.
We used everything. We did have to purchase. You did purchase a little teapot, or a kettle. Yes, a kettle, because that's the only way to make coffee and heat up water. Right. You could have used a pan, but I think that would just be a pain.
And we're used to the Keurig coffee, Carl, my husband, and we got the coffee press, and he was so spoiled. He loved that.
Yeah.
It's a little more work because you got to clean it out in between each brew, but yeah, he was spoiled with that, so it turned out good for him.
I think that tastes way better than Keurig coffee. I personally am not a fan, but
it's not very strong. But
no. Yeah. We do the instant coffee, which again, we have a specific brand that we like. Not all instant coffee is the same. So we did that because that was just the easiest for us. One question is, what came in handy while camping? So
I'd say plastic bins, small bins, big bins. Everything needed to be in a bin, all the utensils. And there were a few drawers, but not very many. So you'd have to have your bins with the lighters and all the kind of hardware stuff. And
our camper didn't have any drawers.
We
only had, which was fine because you're camping, that's fine. But we had the cupboards with a shelf, and luckily I had brought those white bins,
the open ones.
The open bins where you can wash something in it. That was perfect because it worked as a drawer. I could just put all the utensils, everything in there, pull it out, use it as a drawer, put it back. So that was perfect. Yeah. I was so happy that fit in there.
Yeah, I brought one of those kitchen containers to do dishes, a scrub container. I used it constantly. I soaked my feet in it one night. I did all
my... And then she used it to clean.
And then I did the dishes.
Then she did the dishes.
No, I would. I would do. I know, but I'm in. Yeah, my feet were horrible because I wear flip flops, so I got my old toothbrush out and I started cleaning.
Then she brushed her teeth. No.
Soaked my feet, cleaned everything. No, but I would put it in the sink so nothing would go down the drain. And every time Calvin would come over, I go, Calvin, your job. And he would take the bin with all the coffee grounds and all the junk in it. And he had a certain tree that he would take it and water the trees.
Oh yeah, and I do remember Grant said one time there was like an issue where him and Levi were fighting over that bin full of coffee grounds, and it somehow like spilled, and I don't know. He said we need towels or whatever.
Oh, you never see it on Levi. He's so dirty.
He's filthy. But yeah.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, all the bins, all the little storage things were so helpful.
The one thing that I think we could have, for my camper, my people, I think we could have brought 2 buckets. We only brought 1 bucket, large with a handle. Yeah. I think we could have brought 2 because what we did to keep the dirt in check was each night, especially before we went in the camper for the night, I would make the boys wash their feet. So we would put the bucket of ice cold water by the door of the camper. Then I would have the towel. So they would dip a foot in, and then we would dry that foot, and then dip the other foot in and dry that. And then they would at least come into the camper with clean feet. That's the one thing that was kind of a little bit of an issue, was just once you take your shoes off, your feet are just black with dirt. So that was, if I had had 2 buckets, that would be nice, because we could have had one for the feet rinsing and one for like cleaner water. Rinsing
Well,
hands.
the other thing that I will get soon, if I plan to go again, was that fake grass, that plastic, it looks like a carpet. You could buy it at Home Depot in the rolls. We had actually gone to Home Depot and thinking, well, how much will we need? And it was like 12 feet long. So we thought, oh, we won't need that. But I will go get it at least 4 feet deep and probably 8 feet wide. And anybody that approaches the trailer, that dirt's gonna come up onto those little plastic grass hard things. And it would help a lot. So next time, and it would give Levi even a place to sit and play if he didn't want to be sitting in the dirt.
The other thing that I think I learned from looking at other people, the way that other campers were set up, there was quite a few things to learn. So there was usually a outdoor rug in front of everybody's camper, a really large one that went under the stairs of the camper. It went all the way under the tables that they had. And now I know why, because if not, that dirt's just getting tracked in constantly.
They have those plastic, they look like cloth, but they're plastic outdoor, and you can hose them down and all that.
And that, if we start camping regularly, I would invest in one of those.
Put it under your table.
I would for sure invest in a big one of those things. And we did bring a rug. I had 2 old junk rugs that were in our garage that we
They were
brought.
like less than 3 by 5.
They were small. And we had those outside to wipe our feet. And then I just put a towel inside the camper. So at least once you got in, you could kind of wipe your feet a little bit more.
I would get a good inside rug too. You know, the small one that stuck and that, you know, anyways. That would be an improvement. Make a note of that.
I'm gonna write that down. And then we also purchased, before we went, I mentioned this in the video, we purchased a shade tent.
That was great.
That was great. It was so easy to put up, take down. We had an ancient, or we still have it, an ancient Easy Up from my grandpa. And that we had used for, I don't know how many years, 20 years or something. So it was very corroded, and it can still be used barely, but this new one was so easy to pop up. And someone had asked where I got that. That was from Costco again. So
the good thing about that was we had really strong winds going through there, and it has the top open area, so the winds didn't rip it up. It didn't bother it at all.
It was good.
Yeah, it was really nice.
So that was great. The rug thing I would get, and then I did speak with another camper there who recommended a Gazelle G6 tent.
Oh yeah, that.
Which, of course, like I said, if we got really into camping, that would be something I might get, which I can link it down below. But it was essentially a tent that you can completely close. You don't sleep in it. You probably could, but
but 4 sides.
It's 4 sides. It's very large, and it can open, and then you have the netting, and that's where these people stored all their, not food, but they stored all of their supplies and
everything.
Because it did rain one night, and that would have been nice. We could have all just eaten in there, or just hung out in there.
It's basically an extra room.
A
real sturdy extra room. They said you just pull one thing, it goes whoop. It's like an umbrella, it just closes up, and it was a nice, at least 8 by 8 room. So I would probably invest in that. That's one of the things that camper.
I loved it. I had so much fun. It was
it was fun.
Such a fun trip. And then Grant and I were talking about, we loved Bridgeport, and we will for sure go back there. But we were talking about how fun it would be to go camp in Yosemite and go to all these other places. What? Well, like try out other places.
Yeah, it would.
It would be fun to try, you know, I mean,
climb Half Dome.
No.
Get chased by the bears.
No. When I was in my 20s, I tried climbing Half Dome. I made it to the switchbacks, and that was it for me, because I'm afraid of heights.
Yeah.
That was the end for me. No further. One question is, were the trailers already there for us? The answer is yes. We rented them there from Bridgeport Trailer Rentals. We were so happy with the way the trailers looked, the spot they were in. We just loved it. It was amazing. The lady that's in charge of this whole business came out. The owner in charge, the owner.
Yeah, it's
family-owned business.
It's a woman-owned company,
So sweet. She came out and helped them with some things that you needed done with the trailer. and talk to us about how to empty the gray water.
Yeah.
Because that was like a whole thing that I didn't know about. Okay, I think the issue now that I'm thinking later, like, why was our gray water so full? Well, I realized after doing all the math on, okay, this tank is this big and that tank's that big, but she gave Levi a mini bath twice, so that used up a lot of water. I'm not blaming him. Then we have Calvin, my middle son. He loves water, and I think that when we weren't paying attention, he was in there, I don't know, using water. So
rubbing his hands and running.
Whatever. It's fine now that we know the drill.
Yeah, now you can empty it, and then you can add more for the gray water.
Now we know, but Bridgeport Trailer Rentals was amazing. I would use that again for sure.
Yes, definitely. They were just super.
And ours was the 28 foot.
28 foot, yeah.
And it was perfect for us.
And it was dry camping.
Dry camping.
There were no hookups.
No electric.
Right. There was battery run for the refrigerator.
And lights.
And if we needed the heater, they had a heater and lights and all that.
We never used the heater. They did.
One night,
And you said it was good.
Yeah, it worked good. Speaking of water, I didn't really get the whole water thing at first and how to... So we were taking showers at the public area where the bathrooms were, and those were nice.
That was fine.
But in 7 days, I only took 2 showers.
I only took 1 shower. But I went in the creek, so I consider that a free shower.
Well, I would take a wet washcloth at night with some soap on it, you know, clean everything up. But still, I looked at myself in the videos by the end of the time, and boy, I looked rough. So
that's what camping is. You don't take a shower every day.
Well, at least I would brush my hair, and you know, your hair gets all stuck, and so I just put it up in a bun. And so I would definitely take more showers, because I mean, you put your quarters in, maybe a couple dollars, and how hard was that? So, but for some reason I didn't. But the water, I was afraid of using too much water.
Oh, now I thought you meant in the shower. I'm like,
no, not in that.
Yeah.
But I didn't. For me, it's like going there, you have to bring all your stuff, and then you have to prevent it from getting wet on the whole shower, squirts all over the whole room you're standing in, so you have to put on your underwear with wet feet. And
that's part of camping.
So I thought, next time I'm going to use the shower in the camper, because all I have to do is drain that water then.
Oh, well, good luck. We were the one who drained it. It was a lot of work. It wasn't that easy.
You guys are young.
It wasn't that easy to be taking those gray water.
So I would definitely take a couple more showers, maybe every other day instead of every 3.
Well, I took 1. Days. I took 1 shower. But I did go in the creek like 2 or 3 times.
I was smelling.
I did go in the creek.
Yeah,
which
you were
to me
swimming.
was like a shower, kind of
like
rinse off.
A freezing shower. Okay.
Ice shower.
Yeah. Okay, so that's me in the shower.
Did the kids even take one the whole time? I don't think so. But they were in the creek every day. Every day they were in the creek.
Yeah, they didn't.
So I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kids.
Yeah.
I think you can live without showers. You know that, right? I think in the old days, people only took a shower once in their whole life.
Once a year.
Once a year.
They all shared the same bath water. Yeah. Okay.
Someone asked what we bought for camping. So these are, we just jotted down some notes here. The shade canopy that I already talked about. My mom purchased a medium-sized ice chest that could fit perfectly in the car and everything.
Yeah.
We were given a secondhand ice chest from our neighbors, which we were so thankful that happened right at the perfect moment. And it was a little broken, but that doesn't matter to us. So we said, sure, we'll take it. And that worked perfect for us. Lanterns, you didn't use. Did you not use your lantern? We did.
You did?
Well, you were using it to charge your phone for a while.
Oh, yeah. I bought these medium-sized lanterns at Costco.
Solar lanterns.
Yeah. So for days, I thought I just had to put the batteries in, and then she figured out that you put them outside, the solar heats up, and you can charge your phone to take pictures. I use my phone for taking pictures.
Yeah.
So that was nice. Yeah, I did use it. I thought I didn't.
Yeah, we used ours because we had it in the camper.
Yeah.
So that way we could just turn it on and...
Instead of turning all the lights on.
Yeah, it was way easier. Okay. And then it was a lower light, so that way if Grant and I were still awake in our little hidden area, because once everyone goes to sleep, kids go to sleep kind of early.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be outside, you're going to be sitting quietly in the camper in the back area. So we used that lantern. Then we bought mosquito repellent, bug spray, sunblock. We used all of that, of course.
Yeah.
Twin size mattress topper that you used.
Yes, because we have a snoring problem in my family. And so we have to...
we both
snore and we can't sleep.
It's not just one.
So I I'm sleeping on the table thing where you put the table down, and thank goodness I went to Costco and found this rolled up mattress topper for a twin bed. I didn't even know what it was. I didn't open it until we got there.
Yeah.
I was unzipping all it, and it unrolls, and then it's just perfect. It's a nice covered thick foam, and oh, that made it so nice. So,
yeah, extra cushion.
Yeah, good thing.
Then we bought the mini Weber barbecue, which was perfect.
Yeah.
Cheap plastic cooking utensils from Walmart for $1.
Yeah.
I used those, they were fine.
A set of 3 for
good.
$1. A spatula, a spoon, and what else? Tongs? No.
Yeah, no, not tongs, but it was something like it was really good. Those were perfect. We bought some cheap plastic cups, reusable plastic cups for 50 cents each, and each person had their own color.
We'll put the names on it.
That worked perfectly. Storage bins for packing the van. I used the storage bins I already had. I was able to kind of take some stuff out and reuse them. So that worked for me. Cheap kitchen small food storage containers. Buckets for each trailer. So I already had the bucket.
I bought a bucket. You bought a bucket?
No, I already had it. I used the one I already had. And I have 2, so I'll just bring 2 next time.
Yeah, good idea.
Paper plates, bowls, utensils, paper towels, 4 sturdy, comfortable camping chairs from Costco.
Yeah, those were
That wasn't just purchased for camping.
No, because our chairs were wearing out. We had those little cloth ones, and we saw those, and they were on sale, so I already bought 4 of those just to have,
One thing that I would do differently with how I packed my bag is I would probably bring less, although if I'm gonna go for 2 weeks, maybe I'll bring the same amount of stuff, but I did find that I re-wore a lot of the same clothes over and over again. So shorts I would maybe wear twice, shirts I was wearing twice, and I had brought quite a few shirts because I thought, well, what if something happens to each shirt? So I brought 7 shirts because I just thought, I'm not gonna be doing laundry. They do have a laundromat there, but I just didn't want to spend my time doing laundry. So I brought all of us 7 pairs of underwear, 7 pairs of socks, 7 t-shirts. I didn't bring 7 pairs of pants, but I wanted to have enough so I didn't have to do laundry, and that was fine. I didn't have to do laundry, but I did have an excess amount of clothing. The one thing I didn't bring was a place to store the dirty clothes, but it was a simple fix. I just grabbed one of our trash bags, extra trash bags.
Oh yeah,
and I put all the dirty clothes in there, everybody's, the kids, mine, you know, everybody. And then I just knew when I got home that that was the bag to wash.
Yeah, easy.
And because of the campfire smell, I ended up washing essentially all of our clothes.
Oh yeah.
Because there were
everything.
Yeah, there was very few items that actually didn't smell when we got home. Right. So that's the only thing that maybe I would do differently, is just now I know exactly what I would use and not use. But besides that, I think we did pretty well.
Oh yeah.
I might pack a little differently as far as the bag I brought was quite large.
Yes.
And it was hard to fit that in the camper.
Yeah.
So I might do that a little differently.
Yeah, putting smaller sectioned, you know, just certain items in one bag. Yeah.
Maybe have a backup bin of the clothes that is like a backup extra that we might not use, but maybe, and just have that, keep that in the car.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I might do that differently.
Store stuff in the car, might as well.
Yeah.
They're just
so just have one bag that's kind of what I think I will use, and then just have a backup of the kids' clothes, everything, because we did have extra. So that's what I would do.
I did fine with my clothes. I brought 7 blouses. I used them all. I brought a pair of jeans and 1 pair of sweatpants. I wore the sweatpants. I never did wear the jeans, and I wore shorts all the time. I think I brought 3 pairs of shorts besides the one I was wearing driving up, and I wore those, you know, rotated them, and I was fine with it. But storing my clothes, luckily it was just the 2 of us in our campers, so the bunk beds were my closet, but I had all these bins. I brought a big black bin with shoes and, you know, sweatshirts and all that, thinking it might be cold, which
there was one cold
night we wore a sweatshirt. I wore a sweatshirt once, I think.
There was one cold night, and then when we went on the boat, that was cold.
Yes.
On behalf of the kids, some of the stuff I loved for them to experience, for one, was getting to camp with their grandparents, because they're not gonna, you know, we're not all gonna be around forever. We're not gonna all be around forever. And like, I can remember the one camping trip I can remember that we took was with my grandparents.
You made me cry.
I'm not trying to make you cry, but it's like, I can really remember that camping trip that we took with my dad's parents. We went in a motorhome, and we went fishing.
We went up to Oregon.
We went to Oregon. It was such a fun trip. We got the car stuck in a tree. You could drive a car through a tree back then. And my mom drove my dad's car and got it stuck.
His work car.
His giant Oldsmobile stuck in the tree, and they're like, please back up, ma'am. Please back up.
I think we ripped off one of the mirrors.
Oh man, it was the trip to remember. And I was probably 10 or 9.
Yeah. You're probably
maybe 8. I was my middle son's age. So I can vividly remember that trip. So I'm so happy that my boys got to experience this trip with you guys, with Dad, teaching them how to fish for the first time, catching fish, and just experiencing that trip with you guys. The fun games that we played that night. And
we played Yahtzee and
the headband thing and all of this. So it was just such a fun experience for them to have those memories, because I know I have the memories from when we did that trip with my grandparents. So that's number 1. And then I'm just excited that they got to spend a full week outdoors, essentially. I know we had the trailer, but outdoors in a creek with their
hiking.
With us hiking. And of course Grant is way more adventuresome than I am, so he lets them do a lot more what I consider dangerous things, go up on tall rocks, and the whole time I'm saying, be careful, get away from the edge. But
you know that they did that before, and the thing was, don't tell Mom. They all came back, Grandma, we went up and Calvin slipped and fell and we can't tell Mom. I go, oh gosh, but you ended up doing it.
I went, as you saw in the video, if you watched the video, so someone did make a comment that the reason why I was probably so out of breath in that is because we live at essentially sea level or a little bit above sea level, and then that was 7,000 feet, I think. And so that's a huge jump. I'm also out of shape, that's the other reason. But I don't hike a lot, I don't go on these kind of adventures a lot. So I was out of shape too. But that was probably why I was so out of breath.
Because
I was just... I
probably would have croaked up there.
It's not good.
I couldn't have made it, but...
If you don't exercise regularly, I do not recommend that hike, at least. If we stayed on the road, it would have been fine. But that hike up that rock was...
Well, Grant always wants you to go hiking with him, so now you did. You probably won't do that again.
I survived.
You survived. I survived hiking.
It was so funny, but it was great. And I'm glad I did it because the view up there was breathtaking.
Oh, yeah.
And I only have my little cameras, but if I had some kind of amazing drone or something, you would get the full feel of how beautiful it is up there. So it was worth the experience.
It was great for them. It was a perfect experience, and they were responsible for things. They were responsible for getting the water, taking the trash, and doing so they had their own duties. And it was really fun. So I 100% recommend camping, even if you're not into camping, trying it at least one time. And if you can take your family with you, drag your family along. Even if they don't want to. It was a great experience.
It was fun. And we, of course, would just rent again. If anyone asked that, we would rent again.
No tents for me.
My neighbor actually said she likes tent camping more because she finds it easier in a way where you're not having to keep things as clean and all that. But that would definitely not be for you.
Going from hotel to a trailer, that's camping for me.
So it was super fun, and I can't wait to do it again, actually. I'm excited.
Our next adventure will be going to Oceanside.
But it's less of an adventure because we're staying in a hotel.
But we're in the waves. We're in the ocean the whole time. The kids.
That'll be fun. Thank you so much for joining us for this video. I hope that we answered some of the questions or encouraged you to maybe go on an adventure this summer or soon. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.